From the Kanko revolution, sparked by the STAR training workshop, our journey continued on to the Malawi network of AIDS service organizations, Kanko's counterpart in Blantyre.
I think one of the best practices within Manaso is the establishment of the resource center. We started with the resource center here in the southern region, and we have scaled up. We have other 2 resource centers in the central region and the northern region. And for the membership, I think they appreciate very much because, one, we are looking at computer skills. People have come to learn how to use computers through our resource centers free of charge.
So what we do is I teach them the computer basics because most of the members who come here, they come in here to maybe type proposals on the internet, and they come here to search, not on the internet, but type for proposals on the computers and search for information on the internet and maybe make presentations.
Access to the internet. These services are on the market are very expensive, but here member organizations are free to use the services, and most of people have managed to get links with other international partners and donors through the use of the internet. Other people have actually accessed information regarding HIV/AIDS programming through the use of the internet. Every day people are able to communicate with various partners through the use of emails, because we have even taught most member organizations how to come up with their email addresses.
This is a very busy resource center. I have 3 user stations there. You see 4, but the one in the middle is the server, so no one is supposed to use it. This one, it just got attacked by a virus, so it's not working. It hasn't been working for a long time. It's on and off. It's an old one. So actually, it's now 2 computers operating, and I get about maybe 20 visitors a day, and you find they're all queuing up, and others actually maybe go back without even having to use a computer. So I'd say maybe at least if some of the organizations had if the resource providers would consider maybe providing them with just a computer, since they're all small organizations mostly, it would help.
I think as Manaso coming up with the resource centers, it's a new innovation, and we are also learning in the process. And there is a lot that we have learned on the way, and there's a lot that we need to do in order to maintain this as a best practice.
What we learned from that workshop was basically about how to improve maybe how we communicate with others using the internet. We learned about how we can use chat tools, for example, for faster and cheaper communication. So these days, before we went to that workshop, we used to call each other. Maybe if I wanted to call the regional office in Norway, I would use the phone. But these days, after that workshop, I learned about Skype, and I got everybody on Skype, even the local people. So now we don't use the phones. We're cutting down on the phone bills.
Yeah, I think in terms of the space for the resource centers, we have adequate space. But in terms of materials to be stocked in the resource centers, we don't have adequate materials. Even in terms of the computers, for the other resource centers in the center and the north, we do not have adequate computers in the resource centers, while the demand is just too high. More especially having publicized that we're having those resource centers, the demand is very high. So it sounds very awkward for us to be sending people back while we did the advertisement ourselves. So where possible, would need to have additional materials for the source in terms of the computers, the books, CDs, DVDs. And the other challenges, most of the materials that we are having in our resource centers are international materials. We do not have, more especially the written materials, the books and manuals, we do not have locally produced materials. So sometimes we may not be actually addressing the practical information needs of our member organizations, because we are borrowing most of international ideas into the community ideas, not necessarily giving them what they need at community level. As I said, with all our resource centers are connected to the internet, but for the resource center in the north, because we do not have like the broadband services in the north, so we are connected to the telephone. It is actually very hectic. So for internet services, it's always up and down in the northern region. While here in the south and in the center, at least we are on the wireless. At least the services are very flexible and very fast. If there are people out there who can support us, not only financially but technically, in order to improve on our resource centers, I think such institutions and individuals are most welcome to come to us to support us in this area.